destroy. No rest, no life. What the brilliance that you imply? Incendiary reptilians and the dragon-headed red rock guys. Broken skin from within, leading to its own frustrated demise.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Super good. Super good. Uh, well, I just got in from the rain, so I'm kind of wet, and then I was trying to make this thing in time, and I was like in such a hurry that I checked
Oh,
out at the dumb Home Depot, and I left my stupid thing on the counter.
oh
So
no.
I'll have to go back after this and get it. It's okay.
Oh no, that sucks. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. Are there any topics that you don't want to talk
I
about?
don't give a shit. Like,
Awesome.
oh, actually, I do my own show called Space Couch, and so I forget that other people have their own rules. Um, keep it PG. What can I say or not say?
My show is a shit show, but it's my show.
Shit ass balls. Okay, cool.
Yeah. My husband and I used to go to Das Bunker a lot, like every
Hmm.
Friday back in anywhere from like 2007-ish, 8-ish to 2012. We were pretty regular. And then life happened, and then it's like, oh, we couldn't make it. And then they did something different with the club format where they weren't doing it weekly anymore. And then it was just like special events. So, like the Star Wars event and the anniversaries and stuff. So we just kind of, and then moving to Northern California for several years kind of put a damper on, the club scene. And then COVID. So all that fun stuff.
Hmm.
Hmm. How did it affect you? Because I mean, there were a lot of like,
Which there was kind of a lot of pieces there, and I don't know if you got to a point, but
no,
like,
I didn't.
you want to know how COVID affected me?
Yes, because
Okay.
with the club scene and the concerts and
Ten
all that.
four. It was a weird time. I mean, understatement of the year, but all these weird little like silver linings kept popping up. I mean, it sucked. Don't get me wrong, but I was like already working from home. That was like before it was cool. Like I was work from home guy, and then like that became everything.
Mm,
So it's like, all right, whatever. But um, yeah, I had to put off a wedding. Like it changed a lot of stuff, but like it really sort of catapulted the whole online show into the realm of being something possible.
mhm,
And I was able to do a couple online air quotes festivals with this record label that I run, Tiger Squawk Records. So that was really cool. And the my own show Space Couch was going before that time, but I think everybody being home and basically changing their sort of media model. Like I think it really changed the way we as a society sort of uh, approach the whole media, like the game of media, like changed. Uh, so it was interesting to have like a little bit of a piece in place with Space Couch, and then the timing on that was good. Again, finger quotes good
mhm.
for me for reception for that. Um,
Wait, how
so
long have you been doing Space Couch? You
I've
said
been
you were
doing
doing it prior.
yeah, I was doing oh god. We're coming up on the 200th episode.
Okay.
And it's once a week, so for a couple years at least. I lose track easily.
Well, I'd seen an interview that you had done, or you had a chat with some people, and they had said that it was already going for a couple years, and that was a few
Yeah.
years ago that you did the interview. I'm like, oh
Uh,
my god, I didn't realize it was that
yeah,
far back.
I got a lot of jobs, man. I really I don't stop, which sounds like such a humble brag, and I mean that to be a brag, like I am
Okay,
telling you how great I am.
obviously,
uh, um,
grift yourself.
well, I will, but I was being a little bit silly, but yeah, it is easy to sort of keep throwing out track and keep throwing out track, and then you turn around and you go, oh shit, I just traversed the whole state or whatever the metaphor is. Like it's, oh yeah, that was 10 years ago or whatever. So season 6, maybe 4 years, yeah, because here's a I'm sorry, what's the name of your show?
My channel's called WaifuChats, but
You
we're
told me
doing
that. I'm
waifu
stupid.
chat.
I'm so stupid. Here's a waifu exclusive. I don't normally announce the guests until Thursday, which, as we're recording this, is tomorrow.
Mhm.
So it is probably my best friend on Earth, Carl Zug van Rock from Angel Spit, is coming back, and I was getting the documents in Google Docs mixed up because he's been on before, and I was having to look up the last year he was on. So 2019. So yes, by this is a long walk to go 4 years because I just had to look up the last few appearances of Carl to make sure that I'm not asking the same questions again. So it is
You
it is
are
cool to have repeat guests.
you are an excellent interviewer. You're far better than I could ever be. I've watched the Space Couch show, and I'm like, dang, he's really good. Hmm, this is gonna be fun. No, this is just a chat. I'm not interviewing anybody. But yeah, I wasn't expecting you to respond to my message, but I was like, holy crap, that's
Well,
amazing.
well, that's the cool thing, right? Where it's like, people will be like, of the several electronic bands I play, and I have a remix by the legendary Chris Connolly for Gasoline and Vertebrate. And everyone's like, "How'd you get Chris Connolly? You save his kid from a burning car or something?" I emailed him. Like it's a shitty story. Like I emailed him. It's like cool. Like it's the whole thing.
Full story.
So it's yeah, but it's like I got really into this comic book called Made in Korea. It's crazy, and I was like, I need to know, I need to interview the maniac behind this, and it took a couple of like, who do you talk to get to, and then he was
Mhm.
on. It was great. Check out the Made in Korea episode.
I will. How long ago was that?
But like 2 years.
Okay.
But what you said just got like my brain lit up because it's like it's a cool world where you can be like, I bet I could get him. Like for you and I think I believe we're of the same vintage. Like television was like
Mhm.
a different planet. Like it might have been beamed in
Absolutely.
from Pluto. I don't, you mentioned California. I don't know if
Mhm.
that you're close to that, but growing up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it could have been from a different dimension. So like in terms of a separation, right? That there's
Mhm.
no way I could ever just email Fox Mulder, right? But
Right.
like now, I bet I could get Martin from Attrition, like my favorite band, and now we're talking, and it's awesome. But
That's rad. Yeah, I've said this a few times before, but like prior to creating a channel, and I'm like, I watch like all kinds of different shit, but like watching law tubers and trial coverage, and it's like it's the television experience for one who's not doing this. And then after creating the channel, I started talking to people. It's like the TV's talking back to me. It's the weirdest thing. And and then I went to Anime Matsuri in Houston last month, and I met several of the content creators. It's like the TV's in real, it's real life.
haha,
It was so freaking
that's
weird.
pretty cool.
But yeah, it's a weird place, especially like going from more of the analog upbringing to the digital age. Like the kids now have no idea like how much things have changed.
It's
It just
it
is.
it's unreal. Like first of all, when people say 20 years ago, and I go, "Oh, you mean 1980?" No, it's not 1980. Like, oh, that feels like really recent to me. But yeah, like music stuff. I mean, we've not met heretofore, to the best of my knowledge. But so forgive me if I'm misspeaking, but I'm seeing the Gothsicles band logo here in your wonderful thing, so I'm
Mhm.
assuming there's some you are at least nominally familiar with my musical output. But
Yeah, I mean, To be fair, there's like, I don't know, I lost a whole 10 years as far as like, oh yeah, like you said, 20 years ago. I'm like, no, that was 10 years. God damn it. I did it again.
It's
So like there's a good portion there. So like I'm kind of stuck in that bunker era of music. I haven't really tapped into any
well, no
much
judgment.
new
I'm
stuff.
just like I just I don't want to talk out of class, but where I'm going with it is
Yes.
okay. I do a lot of electronic music. That was you wouldn't even know how it was like made. Like I can be like a punk fan and be like, okay, I'm hearing a guitar. I know what a guitar looks like. I can
Mhm.
um, imagine James Hetfield or whoever playing that guitar. Um, but like I don't know, now however old that I'm getting into like frontline assembly. I don't know how you even do this, right? It's like magic, magical things are like
Mhm.
and then you sort of figure out a drum machine. What even is that? It's like half of it's in Chinese. It doesn't make any sense. Now bust out a phone, you have a complete techno band. It's a different world. Um, and that's just one example of obviously many. To say nothing of the media that you're watching now.
You're crack up. Oh, you did a music video with Tank Nine at one point on the
Yeah.
beach. He was so sweet in person.
Oh, you know him. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we went out with him a few times when he was seeing Mary. Um,
Uh-huh.
but then he sold all of his clothes and he
He
left the
did
scene and
he just
dipped.
well, we did get him to come back once.
Oh,
Yeah, because like for the listener, there was this guy um and a lot of he was in an Adult Swim like interstitial like one of those I haven't watched a TV going back to our new
that's been a
media.
long time.
It's since yeah for like 1,000 years, but like
Mhm.
Adult Swim would have these little like mini, mini, mini commercials, like five
Yeah.
seconds long. And it was this guy, this Tank is his name. He exists. It's not his name, but he used to drive tanks in the military.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
forgot that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But like he's all cybered out, and he's like industrial goth dancing at the grocery store, and then they show that
Getting
boom,
his
Adult Swim, right? And so like a lot of people have seen that. And then he put out like a dance video of the Gothsicles, my band, one of my songs. And
Mhm.
he's just like busting out these sick dance moves around like LA. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then when we put out a new album, it was like music video time. What are we gonna do? And I'm just I have no
God.
ideas. I'm like, I'll call up this one guy and we'll just go for it. And he's like, okay, weird dude I've never met. I was living in Chicago at that time. Weird guy in Chicago. I'm like, okay, I guess this is happening. Back to like, yeah, you can just email people. I don't know if he's gonna murder me with an axe like right away, but no, completely like cool guy. I stayed at his house. We just run and gunned around Hollywood and knocked out this video
How
of
long
like
did it take you to film that? Because it
2 days. 2 days. Like
wow.
anything that's bad in that video is because I'm holding the camera. It's like because we just knocked it out. So because that's all that I did it like on a weekend from work. Like I didn't have any. I'm just a dude. Like I just went out to California. I think my first time in LA too. So like I'm so like colossally fucked if this guy's like an asshole or something like that. But it all worked out great. And then he just for whatever reason decided to stop doing it, like, which is cool.
Yeah.
Um, there's some of us that never stopped. The Gothsicles was funny in undergrad, and then I just kept going. Um, but he just took off all his videos, and he got some brand sponsorships. Those went away, and then so like it was far and away the most popular Gothsicle video. I'm like, dude, can I put it back out? He's like, yeah, okay, you can. You have my permission. And then we were going through LA. This is on tour with the aforementioned Angel Spit. Um, and at a fucking burrito bar. Like that's what the venue was. It was like because we had this giant, it was like Angel Spit was like almost at the height of their powers at that time, and this other really hot band, Prometheus Burning, massive love. They're not around anymore, but just like 90s industrial, almost like super, super sick stuff. but we got like, the Trocadero in Philadelphia, like all these great things. And then it was like, all right, how you guys doing? Okay, got burrito gorditas at $3.99 tonight because there's like a light up menu literally in the corner. And it's
Oh
like
wow.
it was awesome. But there was Tank, and I'm like, come on, like because the song came on, Ultra Sweaty, and he came out and he did the dance, and it's cool. You can find it on
That's
YouTube.
so rad.
So like that's the last appearance of him that I know. Another long walk. I'm sorry, you're just
Oh,
like
a
making
great
me
time.
feel anecdoty.
You were doing something called Otterbat Super Chat.
Yeah, I was doing Otterbat Super Chat.
What happened to that?
I have not done. You are correct to call us out on Otterbat. We haven't done it in a while. I have a penchant for otters. My buddy Ryan is a fan of bats. He interviewed me for a show, or his radio show at the time, and I think he got like one question in because we just went off on like this insane tangent. And then this was like, it was like awesome. And like, okay, we got to do this again. Yeah, I'm the otter, you're the bat. We're Otter Bat Super Chat. And then so the podcast structure was such that we just like, because there's random phrase generators on the internet. So we would just get a random phrase. It would be, whatever, salty pickle tractor. And then we'd be, okay, so, well, clearly you need a tractor to till the
Obviously.
field of the salty pickles. They don't just grow themselves. And you got to, well, I mean, that would imply that they grow as salty pickles. You don't salt them after the fact. I mean, salt head pickles, I think, would be the nomenclature there. And you just go on like that for a billion years. All available now at otterbatsuperchat.bandcamp.com. Yes, we put a podcast out on Bandcamp. It's cool. We haven't done one in a while because I have yet to reach out to Ryan. I've been so busy. I do this record label, Tiger Squawk Records, and this other podcast, Industrial Nerds, and we have a giant project that we're working on that. That's where a lot of my podcast energy has been going. Space Cows is also a podcast, so that takes some of it, but a lot of my podcast sort of like character building points, if you will, have been put into this Industrial Nerds project we will drop shortly. And
Is there a
out
second? Is it
yeah,
industrialnerds.libsyn?
Industrial Nerds. That's a podcasty podcast. You can find
Okay.
that on just like Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or
Wherever you find podcasts.
yeah, spacecouch.libsyn.com is the one that I pay for, but like, get them all that. But it will be a three-part, another waifu exclusive, a three-part Dungeons and Dragons industrial celebrity game with myself. Don't worry, there's actual celebrities. Andrew of God Module and Rodney Orpheus of the legendary Curse of Cassandra, run by Stephen of Club Elevator. Although he just decided his name is Steve now, so I gotta be wary of that. Steve N of Club Elevator, doing an amazing job of DMing. I think we have a session tomorrow night, but I gotta check. But we got one more to go. I think this will be a fun. Like, we haven't finished it yet, and I'm playing, so we're all still alive at this point. I think we found the source of the evil, but we gotta figure out who's in on it and who's not, and that's all I'll say. But check out.
How long has your campaign been going?
This is night 3, and it's like it's just a one-off. But again, we're all getting like really into our characters and stuff like that, and like you don't have to twist my wrist that hard to play Dungeons and Dragons with God Module and Curse of Cassandra. Excuse me, Cassandra Complex. I screwed up. There's a great industrial band out of Columbus, Ohio, called Curse of Cassandra. I love them. They're wonderful. I didn't think that like I'd be on a first name basis with the guy from the Cassandra Complex who like I grew up listening to in high school. So I say Curse of Cassandra because I sort of came into them like first, but it is Rodney Orpheus of the Cassandra Complex, erstwhile of the UK, now in Los Angeles. But yes, we
You
may
have a
be
lot
doing
going
more.
on.
Yes, so that's another crazy long walk to be like. Andrew and I have just been talking like this is kind of rad. So, uh, as we're playing it, this will probably be a one-off, but we might just do it like as a whole other thing. That's kind of what it's. This is like me. This is now me definitely talking out of class. So this is the hot goss right now that you're only gonna
Yeah,
get
let's go.
on this show.
Exclusive
Yes,
here.
we might spin it off into its own show. Like that's what it feels like. Um, the Rodney told us this crazy story about his first signal, Moscow, Idaho, and like these guys that like actually went to Moscow, Idaho from like Austria, and this crazy like somebody's got to be recording this. I think we were. I don't know if it'll be in the game because it's like this 20-minute story, but with content like that, it feels to me, without asking anybody else involved, we might spin that off. But that's just my guess. You will definitely be able to get the 3-part series on Industrial Nerds with uh, the Cassandra Complex, Andrew of God Module, Brian of the Gothsicles by Stephen Apollo there.
Great job. You did it. Name
Yes.
right. Solid. Oh man, you have a lot on. You're gonna have to send me all the links.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Well,
re-listen and I'll jot
if
them
this is
down. But if you
video,
have them
right?
handy, yes.
So I can put some up on the screen.
Oh, sweet.
The Gothsicles.com, TigerSquawkDigital.com. All the Space Couch stuff is sort of in the Tiger Squawk Digital is now officially the company that owns Space Couch, the Space Couch podcast. Tiger Squawk Records. The aforementioned Club Ovator is got a podcast going that I can't remember the name of that we might bring into the podcast realm, but right now it's the record label and those shows.
Now on your space couch, I've only caught a handful of episodes. You talked to other musicians. You've talked to. There was a comedian that was supposed to be on.
Yeah, he was a good episode.
So you've had quite a mix of characters on your.
Yes, yeah.
I was going to say casting couch. No, your space couch. Same thing. No,
It's international waters. It's in space. No one's. That's all good.
Ain't no law. No, that's the drinking the claw. Oh, that's a terrible phrase. I'm so retarded. Oh man. How long have you been doing the music thing?
The precursor to the Gothsicles was called sleeping disorder. And that was really the start. There was like some unspeakably bad like punk bands before that, but me and a Yamaha QY10, about that big, about the size of a VHS if you're listening to this. And that was 1998. I remember because I drew the logo. Jesus, why do you remember these dumb things, right? Like I can't really remember like my brother being born, but like I remember drawing the dumb logo for my non-existent band on the back of my special. There was if you were smart in high school, which means if you had half a brain, you went into this like it was like special something. Not because I was stupid.
Not the other kind.
Not the other kind. Although they're wonderful people too. Many of them are my fans. I'm kidding.
Mine too.
I just remember drawing the logo for sleeping disorder, so I know definitively it was either 98 or if I graduated 99, but probably 98. Yes, 98.
I graduated in 01. I was supposed to graduate in 02. So
okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm calling me smart. That's
no!
only if you had half a brain, but like I didn't know I was talking to Mensa over here.
No, my school was so stupid. They were trying out this like experimental schedule. So you would have your 6 classes.
No, you were in that generation. Oh.
No. So they split up your 6 classes so that you only had 3 half the year and the other 3 the other half. And each class ended up being like an hour and a half long versus like 50 minutes or so. So you were in class longer. You get out earlier. But all of my required classes were done the first half, and it was just going to be a bunch of electives in the second. So I took the senior required classes that other semester, and I was like, well, why don't I just graduate now? High school's dumb. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
that
wasn't
good
in with
on
the cool
you.
kids. I wasn't in with anybody. I wasn't doing sports. So I was like, why am I
Wait a
here?
minute. Did you mean you hung out at the nerd goth table in high school? I am shocked. Or didn't have friends. One of those two. Um
Now,
uh
I was a wanderer as far as
you're a
social circles
wanderer.
go.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's you know what? That's really the story. Like cuz I do this segment on Space Couch uh, called, and I'm glad you said it because I was being dishonest with myself with the lunch table, because that's the way it is in movies, where it's
Right.
like there's every high school movie, and there's some great ones. I'm not knocking it, but there's always like the creepy kids table. Total bullshit. Um, Maybe one or two, but really. I call this segment on my show e-cigs, which is early childhood indicators of gothic sensibilities.
Oh,
Um, because it's like I was like super into Skeletor and stuff like that. They're like, oh yeah, that kid's going goth. But it's like that table really, it was really more of like, yeah, I have some jock friends and I have some nerd friends and I have some stoner
hmm
friends and I have some waster friends and I have some ska friends. But like I'm kind of hanging out because nobody really knows who Birmingham Six are. So it's like I'm just gonna listen to my front 242 and like but still go to the cross country meet. Like
yeah,
it's like all over the place. Cross country is a big one. And swimming, I find out people are but if goths do sports in high school, it's those. But now I'm
okay,
just talking because you once again I'll say this now, we should do this on Space Couch. What do you well,
sure,
I'll send you the invite. This is too fun. uh
okay.
so welcome,
I'm
another
down.
welcome to Space Couch, but not now. This is your show.
Have you experienced anything, or have you had feelings about the shift in nerd culture as far as like movies and how they're changing things? Star Wars was a big divisive thing for nerds. And it's like nerds just want to be left alone. They want to keep their thing, preserve it, love it, have fun with it. And then it's like turned into like this like politicized thing. And now like all the nerds are like, why are you coming at me? Like,
Hmm.
you
um
know,
no, I don't. You kind of lost me on the last point. Like,
hmm.
give me an example.
Okay. So let's say Disney.
Okay.
Okay. Swapping out characters,
Mhm.
more diversity, trying to be more politically correct and changing the source
Mhm.
material, or um, race swapping some of the characters in the comic books, not
Mhm.
Disney, but just that kind of a thing. And if you're not on board with a lot of the more progressive um, ideas, then
Mhm.
it's like, well, you're politically this then. It's like, I'm not political at all. I just like
Mhm.
my source material to stay true to itself.
I okay. Okay. Now, thank you for that. I was a little bit confused. Um
Confusing.
no, I think that's I if I am understanding you properly, then we are on the same page. Like Uh, there was a big kerfluffle a billion years ago for the first Toby. I want to say Toby Keith, Toby
So,
Maguire Spider-Man movie, because in Nerd World, I mean,
mhm,
back when we cared about shit like this, because his web shooters weren't mechanical, they were like organic.
mhm,
Um, and people were like, "Oh my god, there's so much material." Which, yeah, okay, but like, it's fine. It's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. Let's just watch this version of it,
Mhm,
and like, it makes sense. Like, why would just his fingertips mutate with little spiny things and not like it's
right.
not reaching or minute not minute men Watchmen,
Yeah.
totally different ending, right? The big space vagina, go that totally off. um and like I think it was better, like the psychic vagina alien, it just like it was way out of left field, and like, okay, we're gonna turn it against Dr. Manhattan. It tells a movie story
Right.
better because the um it tell me if this is too reductive, but it feels like we're uh taking source material and changing it in the movie, really. So like um when they make the Fremen translator in Dune a black woman as opposed to a white dude, I see it. Like
Mhm.
I've read Dune 1,000 times, or like, and then of course I'm blanking on the character's name, but it's like, uh, that was a choice, right? Like,
Right.
so why are we do? It doesn't. It's fine. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it doesn't matter because I mean, being a kid in the 90s, I
Yeah.
mean, they would do that with
Right.
shows and movies, and it wasn't a big deal. But it's like, so those ones are a little more
Mhm.
minor adjustments, right? But like the show Vikings, I guess,
Uh huh.
in later seasons, there's a Nordic god who was an old white dude.
Uh
It's
huh.
now it's now a black woman.
Uh
So
huh.
the fans were like, but
Yeah, I mean it's
mythology.
pretty intense, right? Like it's
Yeah,
okay. Like, but like, yeah, that's weird to me. I wouldn't have written it that way. And like, yeah, like there was it's like the race swapped death in this Netflix Sandman. I didn't bug me. I thought she was like pretty awesome, but like
yeah, if it's
where it like
good.
really matters, where it's like turning the story like in those Fakakta Star Wars movies, the Adam Driver ones,
Mhm.
the Finn character, like he clearly should have been in love with Ray, but they're like, oh no, can't have that. Here's another black character you can make out with. Like that took me way out of the movie more than like race swapping a
And those
character.
were just, I mean, just make good content,
You
make
just
good
yeah,
movies, make
right?
good
Make good
stories. All that other stuff doesn't matter.
right. Make it doesn't
Yeah,
you don't have to like I think as the story, yes, should matter way more than the fucking report card. Like,
right.
oh, okay, we checked all these boxes, therefore story.
Great job. Well, like Rings of Power, I haven't watched any of it.
Mhm.
I've seen clips of it and stuff. I just can't. I am
I well, yeah, Rings of Power. I did like that. You could have just told me a math equation. Like it doesn't do anything in my heart. You know what I mean? For some whatever reason, and I haven't seen it either. Maybe it's just like the fire hose. Like, well, which is where I thought you were gonna go with this originally, because I don't think there is nerd culture right now. It's just culture. Like it's
mm,
everything. Like I had to go into the collector's edge comics on Burleigh in Milwaukee, like like I was buying porn, just to get my Moon Knight comics because it was just such a weird thing in elementary school, and now it's like my mom knows who Tony Stark is a lot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like not even anything. So like I don't even know what quote unquote nerd culture is right now. That's answering a question you didn't ask, but I wanted to get it in there because it makes me sound smart.
very smart. Huh,
Well, you're in Mensa, so
okay,
we've established
obviously.
that. Yeah, you graduated high school all early,
Oh,
so
oh, shut your face.
it's gonna be hard to do in an interview.
I was 16. I was almost
Oh, you graduated at 16.
pretty much Doogie Howser.
Okay, wow. Gothic Doogie Howser over here. This is gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So you started with video games though, as far as like with the
Yeah.
Gothsicles, and then you wanted to do something different. Did the Animals album?
Yeah. Yes, no, you're nailing that. Like, because that's definitely a big piece. There's a couple of like disparate elements. Like, for the listener, I just done so much video game content, and it was like that was enough of a novelty in 2001 or whatever, just to be like, hey y'all, I wrote or 98, like, hey, I wrote a song about the Konami code. Like it like that or I wrote a can you believe it? I wrote a song about a Nintendo game like that. Believe it or not, like that was novel enough. and then like songs about video games just kind of became music. Um, and then not that there's like a top 40, but like it's all over the place, right? It's just like another part of culture. It's like the biggest,
Mm.
I think monetarily the biggest thing in entertainment by leaps and bounds is video games. So it's like I'm getting kind of sick of this. It feels like I'm just doing I on Space Couch. There's a phrase I learned that I love, that I learned from the great MC Lars, who's like a nerdcore rapper, but like he's like
Hmm.
one of the bigger guests I've ever had on, and he's like, you don't want to do Wikipedia rap. And I'm like, yes, I don't just want to like find the bold. I used to calling it find the bold faced words in the textbooks that rhyme. Like it's like why do it? Why rewrite this material in rhyming form if I'm not saying anything? I just didn't feel like I was saying anything, which sounds a little bit highfalutin, but it was the thought I was starting to have, kind of on the base of that, like this is getting old molecule. And then I was getting a lot of um, the kind of backhanded compliment of my kids would love you.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, well, you paid to get in, so I hope you had a great time. But your kids would love me. All right, okay. And I just kept hearing it. So it's like, and then my niece and nephew were born in short succession.
Mm.
So it's like, okay, this feels like a good time for something approaching a kid's album. And uh, I had um, given away for some reason. I don't know. I just always liked animal facts, and then I got really into these animal fact cards that I was giving away as part of a gasoline invertebrate Kickstarter. And so I learned about like weird stuff, like the go away bird and stuff. And then I was like, I just got into these, like this love of animals, and so all those elements combined to create what I think is far and away the best Gothsicles albums, Animal Songs, out now on Tiger Squawk Records.
Have you heard of Frank?
Negative, should I?
He does true facts about animals. He has
Okay,
a he's got he's all over social media, but he has a
cool.
YouTube channel, and they range from like 5 minutes to 20 minutes, but obscure animals, rare facts. But he he narrates the video, and he says the names all fucked up, and like he's goofy, and like, but he had a short that came out about chihuahuas, and he
Hmm.
kept calling them the chichihuas. So
That's
like,
awesome. That's awesome.
it's entertaining and informative. So Frank, Z-E, Frank. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, when I saw your album, I'm like, I wonder if he knows Frank, or
Oh, okay.
videos.
I'll check it out. Cool.
But yeah, I think I don't know, at least mildly
Well, I
entertaining.
learned a lot making the album, like, because I didn't want to, like, tell lies. So, like, I cite the weight of a stag beetle in the song "Stag Beetle Professional Wrestling." I do a lot of freaking work to find out the exact weight, not the
How much is
exact, but your average weight of a stag beetle. Um, 2 grams, two
hilarious?
grams, 2 grams.
2 grams. Learn something new every day. I actually do, especially the talking to people, and yeah, I actually do learn something new every day. 2 grams, rad.
Yeah, and check out the video now. That's a good one. Got it's very anime.
So cool. Are you doing shows right now? I saw one coming up in
Yeah,
November.
yeah. We're hosting Friday. No, excuse me. Jesus Christ. Saturday night. Um, I know. Live with the other guy from the Gothsicles. Not in this room. He's in the other room. But me and a
Locked up in
couple.
the basement.
Yeah, well, yeah. I let him out to like clean the kitchen and stuff. But
Ah, that's nice.
the I live in a wonderful industrial flop house right now. Um, we're having a show here in Boston Saturday night. It's an open mic night, so the Gothsicles are doing like 4 songs, so it's not like a showy show. But if you're in the area, it's my home, so like I'm not gonna give out the address, but email me. So
Dox yourself.
you can come over. I don't care, but like the other people might have an issue with that. Then the week after that, we'll be in Dallas at Reno's on the 28th. Check that out. Shows coming up in Boise, Idaho in October. Then we do Oh, what turned out to be like a festival out of nowhere in Madison, Wisconsin, with Choke Chain, Cyanotic, Lorelei Dreaming, many others. It's going to be amazing. And then announcing another exclusive December 9th. Double check all of these because they're off the top of my head. We will be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Wow, you
Yeah.
are busy.
Yeah.
Good
Gonna
thing
be
you're
good.
good thing you're such high. You have such high energy. Good grief.
It's so much coffee. It's just oceans of coffee.
That's amazing. You survive just on coffee,
Kinda,
coffee,
yeah.
IVs.
And polar seltzers that I have crushed in the camera like a heathen. All right.
Ambiance.
Yeah, there you go.
So you have a record label. You're still
Yeah.
making music. You're touring. You've got Space Couch. You've got
Mhm.
D&D. You've
Mhm.
got. How do you organize everything, or is it just
I
all up there? Google Docs.
Yes, Google Tasks are my drug of choice right now. Like
Okay.
honestly, I think the weird little dopamine hit I get from like clicking that like done button on Google Tasks is what gets me through a lot of the day. That and all the drugs, but a
Oh,
lot of the just drugs, so many drugs. The
all of them.
all the drugs. Like if you're thinking of a drug, it's yes, I just did like a massive hit. Uh, Google Tasks, um, Space Couch is. I know I used this phrase earlier, but I'll throw it out again. Throwing out track ahead of you. Um, I rarely book guests myself anymore. You saw me do one now here on live on the air because we're having such a good time. But mostly it's people that come to me now at this point, which is like really cool. And I'd be like, yo, okay, I'm booked up till December. Wait, I take December off. I'm booked up till November. I can get you in 2024 or whenever. And then I have them on the books and now I'm committed. So like, all right, we got to do it. And, some Sundays it's like, all I want to do is lie in bed here and play dumb games on my phone, and obviously all the drugs, but like mostly that other stuff. And then it's nope, you gotta we're talking to interface at 3 o'clock. So
Oh my.
get your shit together, man. And it's not even that because there's preparation. I send the guests questions beforehand.
Mm.
Um, so it's um for me, I don't know, I'm kind of a guilt-based person, so making myself sort of guilt prone to other people gets me through the day, I guess.
It's motivating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. My mother gave me those issues too.
Oh, wait, Catholic or?
No,
Oh, okay,
just
I was gonna give
strict
you the high
Christian.
five, but yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Okay, close enough, close enough.
Yeah. But yeah, everything was guilt based. It's like you can't worry about yourself because that's too selfish. You have to worry about everyone else.
Well,
Like
it's
sometimes
it
I
you
need
it,
to.
it can fuck you up, like because I'm dealing with this like right now, a
Mm,
lot of like you know, this idea of getting back to zero. I'm just like, this has nothing to do with anything. I'm just really excited about it. But like, let's say, oopsie daisy, I sleep in and I lost the Prometheus burn. They're not around anymore. What's just because we were talking about them earlier. Oh no, I lost the attrition interview. It's not even okay. All right, all right. You just got to be like, the guilt is, or maybe the shame. I forget the difference, but if I go into like a spiral of I'm a fucking idiot and the show's done, cancel. Look, I'm just gonna spend an hour just like beating myself up, literally. Uh, that's just not gonna help, right? So you look, okay. We got 185 episodes under the belt. We screwed up this one time. Maybe we'll get an alarm clock, set two. You just use it, right? Like, so like, I'm sorry because it's just like that was my mo. Like up until like earlier this week in my life, I swear to God, was just going into shame spirals. So I'm really happy to sort of maybe be getting out of that. I work in
being-
progress for you at home,
You're
ladies
working
and
on being
gentlemen.
more solution based and course
Nailed it.
correct, plan
Thank
ahead, and
you.
it won't happen again.
All right.
So,
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
yeah.
Could have
What
saved
do
me
you
a lot of money in talk space, but that's okay.
what do you do in your downtime if you whenever you
Ha!
do? Like
Um,
you said you take December off. Like
yeah, I
how do
take
you
December
do
off to just like try to catch up on all this like the fire hose of content we've been talking about. I'll try to do in December. I'm really podcast oriented because you can kind of like, do the dishes or whatever while you're listening to a podcast.
Mhm.
When I'm if I'm just like I got 20 minutes to myself, uh I will probably go to one of a few different websites to buy action figures. You thought I was going to say something else, but no, I go to one of the few websites to buy action figures or stickers, and then I just go into like a spending spiral, and then the guilt kicks in, so I clear half the cart, and then I go, okay, I can have these three things, and then it's
You
time to get back.
negotiate with yourself.
Get totally, and then you go back to work.
On average, how many hours do you sleep at night?
It's pretty fucked up. Like not a lot, not a lot. I'll get like an hour here or there because like the
Mhm.
coffee really. I'm not kidding about the coffee. Like it really screws you up. Don't do that. So it's like an hour here, an hour there. Like I don't really sleep at like night. You know what I mean? Like maybe 3 or 4 in a good block, and then
Okay.
like you pick it out, like 20 minutes here and there throughout the day.
Little power naps.
Yeah, not work though, because that that's led to problems in the past. But lunch breaks and stuff like that. Yeah.
I had a boss that I worked for, and every time, every same time of the day, every day, he'd be like, "Okay, I'm going down for my power nap," and he'd get his little neck pillow, like put the two chairs in front of his desk together, and he
Okay.
just
It's that's
20
it.
minutes later, he was up and bum 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 bum. I'm like, that is the weirdest thing to me. I can't. It takes me 20 minutes to fall asleep.
I mean, it's a power move to do it like in the office. Work from home kind of is lends credence to that. I would, if I worked in an office, I would go in my car or something. But like,
It was a
uh,
small office.
yeah, I get so tired, but then you can't. It's like it's feast or famine with me. It's like I'm
Mm.
either just zombie crawling to bed or you bouncing off the walls.
You you make me tired. No, it's great. I was just like, wow.
Well,
I wish. I
I
wish.
gotta do some. I gotta get the set list to the other Gothsicle, the Boston Gothsicle tonight, and then the the Dallas Gothsicle is actually going to be a guy at work, because like I'm work is actually flying me down to Dallas, and so I'm like, while I'm down there, like somebody asked me, like I didn't do this on purpose to be honest. Like somebody's like, "Are you ever going to
Mhm,
play Dallas?" And I'm like, "I'm going to be there because like my job has an office in Dallas,"
mhm,
and so it's like one thing led to another, and yeah, that's where now we're playing with Unit Code Machine. It's got like two singles on the dock right now. The Deutsche Alternative charts, the German alternative charts. Who's
mhm.
like my actual coworker, which is like crazy. So it's like in like Zoom
That just
meetings.
a
It's
wild coincidence?
no, well, because yeah, I guess in that we had an opening at work, and then so I just posted on Facebook like, "Yo, does anybody have tech support experience?" And then the guy from Unit Code Machine, who's like, "I have his CDs and stuff," is like, "Can I apply?" Like, you can. And then he got through the interview process. So now, like, yeah, people at work get my like Strumkern references. It's cool.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. We are coming up on an hour, and I didn't want to take up too much of your time. And I know you have to go back to the store, get your thing. Don't
Oh
forget about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't know when you started recording, but I was, I. One of the many, many, many downsides of keeping several plates spinning, at least for me, is that I do tend to be super absent-minded, and I left the dumb little clips that hold a wall mirror up that I was trying to buy, uh, on the counter at Home Depot. They just around the corner. It's not a big deal, but like I'll go do that after the interview here. Not interview, conversation.
Conversation. It's a chat. It's just a friendly chat. I'm.
Chatterooski. Yeah.
I'm. I, what did you say?
Chatterooski.
Oh, I heard something else. Anyway,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but no, I thought anyway. No. Um, but I didn't want to take you more than an hour, but I would love to join you on your space couch sometime.
Yes. Holding to that, I will send you Space Couch, the Space Couch how-to guide after the show.
Okay, sounds good. Is there any, I mean, you've plugged so much. Is there anything, because this was probably a new audience to the Gothsicles, is there anything for newbies that you think they should know or that they should,
Okay.
check out?
Um. Uh. The way the German alternative charts work is it's like you're voted on by a DJ pool, and I'm like I got to see it. Like I'm the new Gasoline Invertebrate single. Gasoline Invert for the listener. The Gothsicles is me being really silly in industrial music, and then Gasoline Invertebrate is like me trying to be a tough guy. Like for years I was like the Gothsicles would be bigger if I just like fucking sang about World War II or how I hate my dad or whatever, and just like distorted my voice. And then I was like, yeah, okay, let's just finally really do it. And then so like Gasoline Invertebrate is like basically me trying to be God Module. um so it was awesome when God Module called up and it's like, do you want to go on tour as Gasoline Invertebrate? Because like, oh shit, it worked. um like the plan came to fruition. um and then like now I'm playing D&D with Andrew, so it's like it really worked. But that single might chart. It might chart. That's the new single. What did I call that one? You Drain Me Dry is it's the video that's coming out on Friday. And
Okay.
the single will be the Sweatshop Boys remix of Stop. The EP is called Cure Light Wounds. Check that out now at gasolineinvertebrate.bandcamp.com. Industrial Nerds, that D&D thing will drop shortly. That's still in progress. The What else is coming down the pike? I have been a little bit uh not lazy, but my output is kind of Mr. Burnsing right now, where all the germs try to get through the door at once. Um, I'm working on I got contracted for a video game. Um, and
That's
it's
exciting.
it's like an indie game. They're like, don't think I'm doing like, Smash Brothers or something. But like it's because it's now like a professional thing, like I that's where like I want all the focus to go. So as soon as this awesome video game that I can't talk about is done, you'll see probably more gasoline, because like I just had a bunch of horrible stuff happen in my life.
Mm,
You'll see that I'm not living in the place that I used to be living in. So like I can't like really bring myself to be like, hey, video games, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like it wouldn't be real, right? So it's like you'll probably see more gasoline. I'm doing a noise band now. I'm really excited about with my buddy Deftly, called Amalgamated Cadaver. That's
oh,
kind of taking off if you like noise music. It's kind of because like I'm such a dance, like, okay, but can we dance like doof, 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 freak? Like
right.
I like my dance beats, and like Deftly is like this noise maniac who's like, okay, we can dance, but it needs to have two chainsaws dripping blood in the back. I'm like, all right,
Okay.
we'll do it. So check out Deftly's show here in Boston Monday nights on 90.3 WZBC High Voltage Circumcision, the best noise show in Boston. Check out Space Couch Sunday at 3 p.m. with Angel Spit, ladies and gentlemen. The famous Angel Spit will be on. I I've got a couple collabs with fancy people that will work on. This is cool. Resistance Festival in England. We'll be showcasing the first English appearance of Gasoline Invertebrate. The Gothsicles have been very privileged, like heart beating outside of my chest, lucky gratitude, to play Resistance Festival a bunch. But this was the first time I'm doing it with Gasoline. Uh, there's another band on the bill who's coming back, like this awesome British band called Petrol Bastard. and there's been a lot of speculation.
Oh,
By
how so?
by which I mean, it's a lot, like in the Resistance Festival circles,
Mm.
of will Gasoline from America collaborate with Petrol Bastard from England? I will not say definitively. Yeah, we totally are. We're working on a track right now, so it's gonna be awesome.
Perfect pairing.
Yeah.
Gasoline, petrol. It's
Yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah, I got it's on my plate now. Like the ball's in my court on that one. So I'm totally fucking up. I'm super sorry, Petrol Bastard. If you're listening to this, I've got to get this video game done. But then I'll do my half like not tonight, but like I gotta do other shit tonight. But like real soon. I'm sorry, guys. That's all I'm gonna say right now here on the Wonderful Waifu Podcast or show. I don't know what the appellation for your new media is. How about new media though? It's awesome.
It is. If people want to follow you, what's the best social site or Twitter? Is that the best,
There
or
are
your website?
many. There's so
Or
many. I collected as many as I could on Linktree. It feels like that site might go away at any time, but it's linktr.ee/ Brian Graupner. If you're watching this, you can see my goofy ass last name on the screen there, but it's Brian Graupner as one word on Linktree. That has all the links I could possibly think of, but the too
crap.
long didn't read it version is the Gothsicles on Twitter. Brian Graupner on Facebook for me, the Gothsicles on Facebook, and just Gothsicles on Insta.
Beautiful. Well, okay. I'm gonna wrap it up. Last words. I think you said all the words, but
I said a lot
love
of
it.
words. I get into like because it's like it was raining out, and it was like I got in from the rain, so I have all this just like kind of like unloading energy. So thank you for letting me sort of explode all over the place here in my headset mic. Last words. I will not squander this opportunity. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Tiger Squawk Records. You guys. It's I ostensibly head it, but it's really a hydra of a million heads, really about 60 heads. So thank you to everyone that sort of makes that happen. Come over to my house, or insane flop house that I live in now. Reach out to me on any of the things, and okay. I'm going to rank. This is going to be controversial. All
I
right.
love it. Let's go.
All right. This is going to, not everyone will be happy. And I'm going to rankle some people. I'm going to order these 4 80s cartoons, right?
Okay.
4 is the worst. Number 1's the best. They're all amazing. Transformers at 4, G.I. Joe at 3. Then it gets dicey. I'm going to go He-Man 2, Thundercats number 1. That's mine. It's right, but that's mine. Email me personally. Don't complain to the show.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you.
It's been a blast. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe. Follow him on all the things. And it's a wrap.
See you on Space Couch. Bye.
Bye.